Good day, tournament anglers. My name is Rick Mohan, and I will be your tournament director. Welcome to the 2022 FM Walleyes Unlimited Big Cormorant Fall Classic. I want to begin by recognizing some important people. So I'm going to try to share my screen here now. Very good. It looks like everyone can see that, but I want to recognize our 2022 Classic Cup Tournament sponsors. And I want to encourage you to continue to support these sponsors with your business. I want to recognize Mercury for their very gracious donation of the 15 horse kickers that are a component of the first place prize for each of the three Classic Cup tournaments. Also, Lund Boats, they provide the Classic Cup Championship boat. And then, of course, Ray's Sport and Marine. They've been a great sponsor. Want to recognize them, as well as Shields All Sports. They have, these folks have just been great sponsors of us for a long time. I want to recognize also then J&K Marine and Vexus Boats, TRS Industries, Kovash Marine, Moorhead Marine, Eskimo, Warrior Boats, Skeeter Boats, U Motors, Striker Ice, Flag Island Resort, Onyx, Vision Bank, and Chuck's Custom Rods. So again, folks, please remember these sponsors and continue to support them, whether it's fishing or other activities. Thanks again. So this is the rules meeting for the Big Cormorant Fall Classic. And it will be the Fall Classic will be held Saturday, September 24th and Sunday, September 25th. You know, at least one team member should view the video by 5 p.m. Friday, September 23rd. Please note that a complete set of the tournament rules can be found at fmwalleyes.com. I will not cover all the rules during this video. It's incumbent upon the tournament anglers to know and follow the rules, and they are available at fmwalleyes.com. So anyway, tournament anglers, we have a long tradition of remembering and recognizing old friends and tournament competitors who are no longer with us. I would like to continue with that tradition with a short invocation. Gracious Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for the many blessings that you have provided us. We want to thank you for your amazing creation and the opportunity to pursue our fishing passions. We also thank you for the opportunity to conduct this 2022 Big C Fall Classic. We ask you to continue protection of our anglers and event staff. Please keep us safe as we travel and are out on the water. I take this time in a moment of silence to remember our old tournament friends and anglers whom you have called home to be with you. Specifically, we remember past president, tournament angler, and longtime friend and member, Bob Jensen. I will allow you then to name others in your own heart. Amen. So jumping right into it, guys, the Fall Classic has been held at the Y Camp for many years, and I just want to go over a few things about the Y Camp this year. The camp will be open to tournament anglers beginning Thursday, September 22nd. So that if you want to pre-fish, that's fine, and we have access to the cabins that are out there. The cost to stay at the camp is $40 per person for the entire event. If you have not prepaid for Camp Cormorant with your tournament entry, please seek out one of the event staff or myself and settle up. I also want to point out that the old shower house is being demolished and is not operational. I don't know if it's completely down yet, but I know it's not operational. The plans are there'll be a new one by spring. So there are other restroom facilities around camp, including a trailer with multiple porta potties. The main level of the new red 2-story cabin is reserved for the tournament event staff. The upper level is available to tournament anglers on a first come, first served basis. The kitchen is also available to tournament anglers. People that use the kitchen are required to wash and clean up utensils, dishes, work surfaces immediately after utilizing these items. I spent several hours last September cleaning up crusty dishes that have been laying around for 3 or 4 days, and I don't want to repeat that. Guys, just respect the property, respect everyone else. If that situation is repeated, the kitchen would be closed off to anyone but event staff. This year, we do have permission to park out in that big meadow out in the center there amongst the cabins. Last year, they had asked us not to do that because they were prepping for another event. We can do that with the exception of if it's very wet and it's soft and muddy out there. They don't want us out there tearing up that field, and that's the way we've always done it. We stay off of there if it's too soupy. So please keep that in mind. The getting into the thing now, though, is that general comments about some of the rules. Coast Guard approved flotation devices must be worn when the boat is under power, that is on plane. Check for AIS when launching and loading your boats. There very well could be DNR or other county type folks that are doing ANS inspections when you launch and load. Please cooperate with them. Generally, we always have. That's never been an issue. Just be a good steward and get a good sport and work your way through all that. Generally, it goes off without a hitch. No alcohol is allowed in your boat during tournament hours. Live and/or artificial bait is permitted. Anglers must have a valid Minnesota fishing license. Anglers must follow all Minnesota fishing regulations. There is a 20-yard spacing between competitor boats. At no time may a competitor come alongside another competitor boat during tournament hours. We've had scenarios where a boat has been disabled and another competitor has called in and asked for permission to assist, and we certainly would allow that. We like to know about it on the front side in case we get asked about that. We can explain what's going on to any of the other competitors. Also, guys, in terms of how close it is, bear in mind, Big C, there's not that many secrets out there. Many of the anglers are going to know some of those regular go-to type spots. So we'll try to, I'm pointing it out now, but our patrol boats can't be everywhere at once. So try to respect that 20-yard rule. And, if someone is, encroaching on that, have a nice conversation with them. Just ask them to pull back. And that's going to be the best way to address that. But feel free if you want to call in and register a concern about that. We're going to listen and we'll follow up as best we can. Tournament patrol boats, sheriff patrol boats, DNR boats are permitted to come alongside any competitor boat. Cell phone or radio use among competitors is not permitted. We have allowed anglers to bring along their cell phones for emergency use. We do reserve the right to inspect cell phone call logs of competitors while on the water. Anglers are permitted to call the tournament directors with questions or to request assistance. So please feel free to do that. No fish are permitted in your live wells or in the boat, other than when you're measuring and then quickly return them to the water. Please inform tournament staff if you see a floater. We will send a boat to recover that fish. Folks, we also, that's been our longstanding rule with all of our catch photo release format tournaments, is that we require the use of a Judge brand ruler. Judge rulers are available from FM Walleyes at the event, and this is an example of a Judge ruler. I think it's upside down. It's dirty. This is mine. This is the older version. They have a slightly different version, but either one is fine. The other point is that Judge rulers are available from other sources than FM Walleyes. So if you have one that doesn't have our branding, that's okay, as long as it's a judge ruler. That's all that we're asking for. So everyone has a uniform measure. I think I mentioned, but they are available from FM Walleyes for $40. We will have them there at the event. If someone needed one, they would be available. Well, Friday afternoon and evening as we're out there. If someone swung by, we would be able to help out. But also then on Saturday morning, we would have them out on the dock, and if someone needed one. Anyway, and occasionally it happens where, you know, under certain conditions, those things kind of bump out of a boat and you need another one. I feel bad, but we've replaced a couple when under those circumstances. We also then require the use of a camera that accepts an SD card. We prefer the larger format SD card. We do have a limited number of the micro SD chips if we have to face that situation. So when you think about a general schedule, is that we will be launching boats beginning at, inspecting boats beginning at 7 a.m. And then the DNR does require live wells to be empty before launching. So guys, when you come in, please keep your live bait separate, out of the live well until you've been inspected either by us and or the ANS inspectors, and then you can put them in the live well. So the flight times are such that teams can pick up the packet with the scorecard and SD beginning at 7 a.m. at the YMCA camp dock. The first flight of boats will be released at 8 a.m. The second flight at 8:30. The first flight boats return by 4 p.m. and the second flight boats return by 4:30. Boats are considered in if they are off plane and within 300 yards view of the big Cormorant dock. We're watching for that. We see that. And the reason we do it this way is that sometimes guys want to go back and check photos, check their cards for accuracy and all that, and that's fine. You're free to do that as long, and you are considered in if you're within 300 yards of our dock. And we want to have some room too, just for safety in case there's conditions that are tough water conditions, so people aren't bouncing up against each other, being close in. So as I mentioned, the boats start and finish the day from the Camp Cormorant dock. We release boats individually by team number, and then we reverse the order on the second day. And also remote parking is available at Camp Cormorant. And guys, that generally works out really nice because you're coming over to pick up your SD packet anyway and to drop them off at the end of the day. As I mentioned, our permit only allows for, memory serves, occupying half of the parking spaces at the DNR ramps on Camp Cormorant or on Big Cormorant. So come on over and utilize the camp parking lots, and hopefully if conditions are dry, the meadow down below as well. And that's pretty convenient for a lot of the anglers. So anyway, the awards presentation will be at Camp Cormorant approximately 6 p.m. We've got to process all of the cards and the data, and we're getting better at that, but that's what the plan is to have all of that stuff pulled together and be able to present awards then at 6. So I want to take a moment here and just show you what would be in a packet. This packet doesn't have a number on it yet, but a team number would be prominently displayed on it. And then within the packet, there would be an information sheet. Didn't make it into this one, but an information sheet that would have my phone number. It'll have the launch times and return times and just all of that stuff. It'll be on that sheet. And then in addition, what we have a Ziploc bag that'll include a packet that has it'll have an SD card. This is the size of card that we would prefer people use. And it'll have a number on it that'll correspond with the team name or the team number. And then also then included would be a scorecard. That's what you would record your fish on, and then there would also be a pen. I would encourage you to check the pen in the packet before you take off too far from the dock. Sometimes they go bad. We'll have extras around. And then there's a ribbon. It won't be this color, but this ribbon is for you to tie to the judge ruler. And so we can make sure that, or validate that that ruler is for, and that picture comes from the correct day. There are different colors for the different days. So that's what's in the packet. And that's not changed from the past. If you guys have fished our tournaments before, everything's just the same. There are always, and I've noticed now that there are some new entries. There's some folks that I don't recognize as having participated before. So that's great. That's why I'm covering this information here now. So I want to review or share another slide here with you, and I'm going to leave it in this format because I'm having some glitches. I know I can stop sharing from here. In any event, all of the fish must measure at least 15 inches. So the fish head must contact the bump angle on the judge ruler. You are allowed to round up to the next 1/4 inch mark on the index line of the index line the fish touches. So the smallest fish that can be recorded is 15 1/4 inches, because we don't measure anything under 15. So if you had a 14 3/4 inch fish, we're not going to round it up to 15. That fish doesn't count. New for this year is the fish length is to be determined by taking a photograph of the fish on the judge ruler, and the fish must be oriented so that the head of the fish appears on the left side of the photograph with the dorsal fin up. I have some and that's the way this picture shows, and this is the correct orientation we would like for you to utilize. The fish fingers placed inside the gills of the fish during this taking of a photograph will result in a disqualification of that fish, and I'm going to show you a couple examples. So no fingers in the gills or the mouth. Please take care in taking your photos. You can take as many photos as you like to make sure you get a good one. And then please take a hero shot between fish so that we know that you're trying to record a different fish. And if you happen to throw the fish back before you get a hero shot, just take a picture of your partner or whatever, so that we know that we're separating fish. But the hero shots are fun. We like looking at them, and feel free to have fun with them in taking them. So that's all good. But again, we want to get this done quickly and get the fish returned into the water as quickly as practical. So too much direct sun can wash out photos. And it makes so the ruler lines cannot be seen. And I'm going to show you an example of that here in a minute. But if we cannot verify the fish length from the photo, guys, we just have to DQ the fish. So make sure you got a good photo. And then, if it's a questionable one, maybe if you've caught additional fish, you maybe are going to want to select a fish that you have a good photo of. And I know that's hard to do on a small screen on a small camera, but in any event, please do that. I'm going to show you some examples now of, again, this is a good photo. We can see the mouth of the fish against the bump angle on the ruler. We can see the ruler clearly. And with our PCs, when we're looking at these photos, we can really zoom in and the resolution, for the most part, unless it's all washed out, is really good on even most cameras. So, okay, I'm hoping I get a. Nope. Okay. This is another example of excuse me. This is a pour photo, and you can see. Hopefully, you can see with my mouse, but with my cursor, the tail of the fish is all washed out. We can't read any of the ruler markings, so that's bad. And we try real hard and we've gone to great lengths to get a reading, but sometimes you just can't. And especially on the second day, when the people are waiting for results, we'll try hard, but if it's just, I would encourage you to make sure you have a good photo. And the most challenging issues are typically around these washed out photos where we can't see the ruler. So, you know, this particular photo, you can't see the head of the fish against the bump board. So that's bad. This is another poor photo. It's not the orientation we want, for one thing. And then the ruler's also washed out. You can't see it. So I've known of folks that can, you know, use their own, the photographer using his body to cast a shadow. I've heard of people bringing umbrellas along. That's all okay. You can do that. And that sometimes is very helpful in taking a photo. You know, if it's a cloudy day, then, you know, then it's easy. But, you know, on those bright sunny days, it can be a bit of a challenge. So this is the type of an example where the hands are not allowed in the mouth or gills. This would result in a DQ. And then this would be another example of that, where you can see the fingers are in the mouth, and that would result in a DQ as well. So those are just some of the examples that I wanted to run through with regard to taking pictures, how we do a catch photo or release tournament. If anyone has questions and you know, wants to know more, you know, feel free to reach out to me and call. My number is published on the website, and if you have questions or a specific question that I haven't covered, don't hesitate to call, and we'll try to get everything understandable. So at this point, I want to introduce then a short video segment that describes how we conduct a catch, record, release tournament. It was originally shot for a different event, actually an AYA event, so that there's some of those references, but for the most part, it really covers what we're trying to do here, and it's instructional. So stay tuned, watch for that. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me or any of the other event staff if you feel like that.
Kyle Avery and Brenton Hall here of FM Walleyes. We are your Little Pine and Devil's Lake Young Angler Tournament Directors. We want to talk a little bit today about the catch, record, release format. Brenton, let's just talk a little bit about leading up to the tournament and the day of the tournament, how we are prepared for that.
So what you're going to want to bring with you on the day of the tournament is your red judge ruler. That is the ruler that we do use as the official ruler for our AYA events. Bring your judge ruler. We do have some available for you to borrow or rent during the events, and we have some available for purchase as well. Also, you're going to want to prepare for the event by having a camera that will put the pictures onto a standard size SD card, not a micro card, but we need that a camera that will put the pictures onto a standard card. From there, the morning of the tournament, we're going to deliver a bag to you at the launch, and that bag is going to have your SD card for that day. It's going to have your scorecard and a colored ribbon. Now you're going to need that colored ribbon to be in your picture, which Kyle's going to talk about in a minute, and you're going to use that SD card to record your pictures during that tournament day. And if you do want to do some practicing with our SD cards the night before at the rules meeting, we're going to have those available, Kyle, so that you can bring your cameras out, make sure they work on the cards, and plan and prepare for the next day.
Yep, we want to be prepared the morning of the tournament. Once we get out on the water, hopefully we see our anglers catching a lot of fish, and that's what we want to do. The intention of this tournament and this tournament format is to get the fish landed and in the boat, to get them measured, recorded, and released as quickly as possible. So the process is going to look like this. That walleye will first be taken out of the net and unhooked. We're going to lay that out on the judge ruler. We want a photo of one of the team members holding that fish on the judge ruler. Now it's important that we can see the nose of that fish touching the bump on the bottom end of the ruler, and then also where we can see the tail in terms of getting an accurate measurement and verifying that measurement. You can take as many photos as you would like. Once you get one you're satisfied with, then what we're going to do is we're going to take a hero shot. That indicates to us as tournament directors that we have the end of one fish and we can look for a new fish after that. A hero shot is simply a shot with one of the team members, preferably one who caught the fish, holding that fish. Once we get the hero shot, we immediately release that fish into the water, and hopefully that process is done as quickly as we possibly can. Once the fish is released, then we go into our scorecard and we're going to write down the score, meaning the length of that fish, remembering that if the length touches a line, let's say it's 16-inch walleye, it touches a 16-inch line, we're going to record 1/4 inch above. So if it touches 16 inches, we're going to record that fish as 16 1/4. And we record it on our card at that point in time, and then we can go resume fishing.
At the end of the day, you're going to have hopefully a full scorecard, Kyle, of all the fish that you had enjoyed catching during the day. We need you to circle the amount of fish that we're weighing for that tournament. We need you to circle the ones you want us to weigh, to factor into your weight for the day, and we need you to make sure that the angler's name who caught those fish is next to that measurement, because remember, we do give out a special prize to the largest fish caught by a boy and the largest fish caught by a girl at our tournament. So we want to make sure that we know who to celebrate with those big catches for the day. And of course, if our adult angler catches one of the fish that we're going to weigh for that day, we still want that name on there too, so that we can use it for our results verification.
It's a fun way to do a tournament. It lets us to score all of the big fish we catch during the day, really in avoiding our slot limitations if we were to bring the fish into the boat and bring them up to a scale. It's important to remember, Brent, and one of the things we want to make sure our teams are aware of is that at no time are we allowed to put a walleye into a live well into our boat. Our live wells need to be clean the entire day while we're out on the water. And as you are demonstrating, all of our participants need to be wearing their life preservers while they're out on the water participating in the AYA tournament. We wish everybody the best of luck. Look forward to seeing you there at the next AYA event.
In closing, I guess that's really all we have for now. Please feel free to reach out to me again with any questions. As previously stated, we'll be using the Camp Cormorant facilities as tournament headquarters. The event trailer will be there, as will the awards ceremony. So I look forward to seeing everyone on the 24th and 25th. And if you're there earlier, I'll be there Friday as well. So take care.